All right, man. Cool. All right. Cheers. Empty glass. Cheers.
Cheers.
Because we got to do it. No.
Hopefully we can
Yeah.
do some in-person episodes soon.
Don't worry about it. Next time will be an in-person episode. I'm stuck in a hotel for 6 days, and then I'll be isolated in
Oh.
my house for another four. So after that, we'll
Mm.
be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're hopefully you don't get cabin fever.
Yeah. So just to tell everyone who's listening to this, so I just got into Japan yesterday, but because of the COVID-19 Omicron variant, we came from Massachusetts, so I have to stay in a hotel with my wife and my son for 6 days straight, and I can't leave. So that's why we're doing this call this way. So,
It'll
but
be
Austin, what are we?
a good bonding experience with the
And
family.
it'll be great. Yeah. So, Austin, what are
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talking about today? Do you remember?
We are going to be talking about New Year's resolutions, stuff
Mhm.
that we want to accomplish this year.
Great. So let's get started. What's something that you want to get done in this year?
Well, I think we mentioned this earlier,
Mhm.
but for me, so as I've talked about a couple times on this channel, I've been really interested in becoming healthier
Yeah.
this past year, and to be honest, I've
Mhm.
actually been slacking a little bit this past
Yeah.
month because I've
It's
been
okay,
eating all this
man.
delicious holiday food.
Yeah.
Dude, I've
Yeah.
gained
Right.
3 kilograms, so I put
Yeah,
on like
dude,
5 pounds.
I've gained five. That's like 10 kilos, but that always happens when I go home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so when you said you gained all this weight eating all this good food, like what kind of food were you eating?
A bunch of stuff actually.
Hmm.
Probably the healthiest food that I've been eating is I had osechi during New Year's.
What's osechi?
So osechi is kind of like a traditional a Japanese New Year food. So
Hmm.
it's like a lot of it's like a it's weird. It's kind of like, so you can get it at the store or
Hmm.
people make it, but it's like this assortment of like many different little foods.
Yeah.
Um, and so like we had like prawns and there was like soba in there and like a bunch of
Hmm.
different like kinds of, I guess, like
Oh,
sushi.
really?
I don't really know the names or anything. You just kind of just eating.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's pretty good.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I
Oh, go ahead.
so for me, like, yeah, so osechi, I don't know what it comes from, but originally, I read this up because I read up everything. Uh, but
Yeah.
osechi was basically made because during the New Year's, everyone is busy and you can't really harvest much. So you eat a lot of like preserved food or food that lasts a while. So you have eggs in a specific way, or you eat mochi a lot, or
Mm,
you have these beans and stuff. But yeah, I always
yeah.
had osechi at Natsumi's parents' house and stuff, but we couldn't go
Hmm.
this year. So I am osechi
Yeah.
less this year. I just ate a bunch of
Oh my
American food
God.
instead.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's kind of what I've been eating this past month
Hmm.
too. Because
Yeah.
so my friend, he's from the UK and
Hmm.
he used to be a chef actually. Oh my
Okay.
God, he's so good at cooking food.
Yeah.
But he made like a traditional British style Christmas dinner.
Ah,
So we had like turkey, lamb, pork, chicken, like sausage. We
yeah.
had Yorkshire pies, which are like
Yeah.
these like bread biscuit things.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was so
Man.
good.
Dude,
Um,
so you had like the best of
yeah,
both
so I've
worlds,
been,
East and West.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. And then I
yeah.
mean, of course, you have to do the KFC Christmas, which I mean I didn't do
Yeah.
on Christmas, but I still got
Hmm.
KFC. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I told
um,
my parents about KFC, and actually my mom got Natsumi KFC, for the occasion. So that was
really,
nice of her. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
So so yeah, so
but
what
yeah, oh,
yeah, so you were saying?
I was gonna say, so yeah, moving on. One of the things, so I started working out last year,
Hmm.
and one of the things that I really want to commit to, which I
Hmm.
haven't so far, so
Hmm.
I gotta kind of start doing it, is
Hmm.
I want to commit to being very consistent about going to the gym here.
Okay.
Um, and Japanese gyms are a little bit different from Western style
Hmm.
gyms.
Hmm.
Um, so to begin with, I mean, just kind of fitting with the theme of
Yeah.
Japan, people tend to be a lot more polite at the gym.
Oh,
So
really?
if you go to, yeah. If you go to the gym here, One of the things that's a little funny is
Mm.
people will interrupt their workout sessions to allow you to use equipment.
Oh,
I've
nice.
had that happen to me a couple times, which is really surprising. Which is it's kind of
Mm.
like the other way around. Like when I go back to Seattle and if I go to the gym,
Hmm.
it's like people get like their little areas in the gym. They're like,
Hmm.
no, this is my area. You don't get to touch this until I'm done. But I've gone to my local gym a couple times here, and for example, there'll be a guy like on the squat rack. So it's
Hmm.
like this big rack with a big bar and a
Hmm.
whole bunch of weights. And I mean, he's clearly not done. And he noticed that I was waiting,
Hmm.
and he just interrupted his session. I was like, "Do you want to use this?" It's like, oh, no, dude, it's okay. You can
Yeah.
finish what you're doing. Um, and people are very, very good at cleaning the equipment here as
Yeah.
well,
Right.
because like you're supposed
Right.
to wipe everything down.
Hmm.
And for me, it's like that's a big relief because it's always
Yeah.
gross when I go back and you get like some dude's sweat all over
Yeah.
the
Right.
weights and
Right.
everything.
I have a question for you. So I noticed this at my gym, but and I noticed this also when I came to Japan about 15 years ago for the first time.
Hmm.
Um, do people at your gym do they zero the weights when they're done like on the machine? Do they put the pin back in
Yeah.
like the lightest setting? Yeah, that's
Hmm.
such a courtesy thing that I never had in gyms in the States. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I would always just like leave the weight at the setting that I had because I thought the next person could just put the pin wherever they wanted.
Yeah.
And but then when I come here, I find that like it's always at the lightest setting. Like the person was kind enough to like put it at zero for the next person to use. Just that was really
Yeah.
surprising for me.
I will say
Hmm.
I do have a small pet peeve here.
Okay.
And one of the things is I've noticed that at least at my gym,
Hmm.
um, there tends to be a couple people who are really really obsessed with Instagram while they're
Yeah.
exercising.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was trying to they have these benches where you can
Yeah.
go lift weights and everything. That's pretty
Hmm.
common for any gym, regardless of
Hmm.
where you're at. And there was this guy who I'm not even making this up. He was literally like flexing and like taking pictures of himself while
Yeah.
flexing, and he was doing that for like 15 minutes. I'm just like, come on,
Yeah.
man. I'm trying
Yeah.
to.
Well, I mean, so a lot of these people they have these fitness Instagram accounts now. Like for these past like 5 years or so, bodybuilding is becoming a really big thing in Japan. Like once again,
Oh, very
it's
much.
it's
Yeah.
about 10 years behind the United States. But so you have this. Um, but to take one of these photos that people post, a lot of people will take like upwards of 100 photos to just pick the right one. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but what I have a question
Yeah.
for you too. So I've noticed this with my gym, and this was something that was
Hmm.
really surprising when I first got to Japan was that the depending on your membership, the hours you can use the gym are limited. It's not open whenever. You can only use it during a specific time period. Does your gym have plans like that too? I don't know
Uh,
about it.
Actually, no, it doesn't. But
Oh,
I think that's because my gym is not a Japanese company.
okay.
It's so yeah. I use Anytime Fitness, and
Yeah,
I
okay.
want to
Okay.
say it's from America.
It is,
I'm
yeah.
not exactly sure where it's from. But yeah, it's an American brand. So
Yeah.
because of that, it's a 24-hour gym.
Okay.
So I think that's probably why.
Yeah.
But I've been denied gyms here,
Oh,
which
really?
has been really surprising. Yeah, yeah. So when I first moved here, I
Hmm.
wanted to join a gym, and so I met with you're supposed to meet with
Yeah.
like some staff member or something. They kind
Hmm.
of walk you through all the stuff,
Hmm.
and so I went up and I was like, hey, I would like a gym membership here.
Hmm.
And the guy told me, sorry, you can't understand Japanese, so
Hmm.
um, you can't come here. And so
Hmm.
it's kind of funny because I wasn't speaking English to this guy.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm not fluent in Japanese, but I know enough to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And so like I brought that up. I'm like, well, we're talking Japanese right now.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
well, but you won't understand how to use the instructions on the equipment. It's like, yeah, there's pictures on them. I think I could
Yeah.
figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
I wasn't able to get it.
mhm.
So that's something that I was really surprised about.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's kind of like with real
oh, go
estate
ahead.
here too. Like there are some people who
Mm,
don't speak at all and who won't conform to the rules, so they just have to put on a rule that bars pretty much all foreigners. I'm
mm,
at a different level because actually, so I go to a gym run by Tokyo, the Tokyo group, and they're
hmm.
pretty nice about that. But I'm sure if I went to another gym, it would have been kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, and I think this kind of just goes with the theme of just like public places
Hmm.
in general. But there's a really strong emphasis on privacy.
Okay.
Um, especially when it comes to like women at the gym,
Yeah.
um, they're really strict on like being able to use your phone while you're
Hmm.
there. It's like they have signs everywhere that says, "Hey, like you can listen to music and stuff, but
Hmm.
you can't have your phone out unless
What
you're just
about that
like
guy doing
selecting music and
Instagram
then putting
stuff
in."
though?
Oh, I know, right? Like, that guy's just take. He doesn't care, I
Yeah.
guess. But
Yeah.
I also exercise really late at night. So
Hmm.
at my gym, the staff members go home at 8 p.m. and I
Okay.
usually start working out at like 9 or 10 p.m.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I guess no one just saw him.
Okay. Okay. I mean that
um,
that happens.
mm,
Yeah. So it's funny though, because you said that you want to get in shape, so you want to go to the gym. Um,
yeah.
I have the same goal. I want to get healthier, but I actually am going to cancel my gym membership because
Hmm.
I think one, it's expensive, and two, it also is like gives me hey, at least I'm signed up for the gym so I can go when I want to, and it's actually impedes my motivation to go. I know it's kind of weird, but like what actually
Oh.
works with me is I'm blessed to live next to the Tamagawa River that separates
Oh,
Tokyo from
oh,
Kanagawa, and
trust
we've been
me.
there before. But
Yeah.
they actually have like pull-up bars and they have it's called a Kasenjiki. It's like a road that goes along the river that's perfect for jogging. So and they have steps going down
Yeah.
from the dike down to the bottom where there's a nice park and stuff. And so what I,
Mm.
what I did before and I got into super shape is I just did sprints and then I went up and down the stairs a lot and I did pull-ups and I did push-ups and stuff and I lost like 15 pounds in like 4 months doing that, which was nice.
Crazy. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So I'm just going to try and do that again.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
I really want to emphasize how like because you mentioned the cost of the gym.
Yeah.
A big difference between going to the gyms, at least
Hmm.
in America, versus coming to gyms here. And
Hmm.
I'm only speaking from experience living in Tokyo. It could be
Yeah.
different from living in a smaller town, but gyms are super expensive here. Um,
Hmm. How much is
and
your gym?
I my gym is so
Okay.
my
It's
gym
okay.
is uh it's about 7,000 yen a month.
Okay. Okay. In
Um
the States, it's about $40 a month. That's about
yeah,
4,000,
yeah,
5,000 yen. So it's about 25%, 30% more expensive in Japan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really crazy, especially because
Hmm.
like if you compare the size, like
Hmm.
so back in America, I went to Gold's Gym, which is like a
Yeah.
really common gym in America.
Hmm.
Um and I don't know if you've ever been to a Gold's Gym, but they're massive.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
like big industrial sized buildings. So
Hmm.
like usually they'll have like a swimming pool.
Hmm.
They're kind of like known to be like one of the really high quality gyms.
Hmm.
Um, and that gym that gym tended to be a little bit more on the expensive side, but
Hmm.
um, you could go to the exact same Gold's Gym here in Tokyo, and it's like
Yeah.
half the size.
Yeah.
And they don't have as many machines, and obviously there's not a swimming pool because where are you going to put a
Yeah.
swimming pool here? Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, there's definitely like a huge difference in price and everything.
Hmm.
But what? Okay, so we've talked about being healthy. Like
Yeah.
what else do you want to
Yeah.
accomplish this year, man?
So for me, what I want to accomplish is, well, mainly like family oriented stuff. But one thing I want to do is
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of Japan with my family because I worked a lot last year and I'm going to be working more
Mm,
this year, but it's a bit more stable, so I can travel more. But yeah, I mean, we talked about
hmm.
in the past all these great places to go, um, and I haven't seen very many places. So hopefully, I can go with my family. One place I do really want to go to is I want to go to Hokkaido this year, maybe in the summer because it's nice and cool in the
Oh,
summer. Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah. I've. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, that was it. That was it.
Yeah, Hokkaido. Oh man, I'd love to go to
Mm,
Hokkaido again. For
mm,
me, I kind of feel the exact same. So, um, there's been one place here in Japan that
mm-hmm,
I have yet to go to, and that is
mm-hmm.
Kyushu.
Kyushu.
Um, I've never been to Kyushu, and I
Mm,
keep hearing all these really cool things about like Fukuoka
mm-hmm,
and how like the weather's really nice there. It's kind of like
mm-hmm,
kind of tropical, and
mm-hmm,
I keep hearing from everybody how good the food is. Like
mm-hmm,
they're apparently like really famous for I think soba.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
I did. Don't worry about
okay,
it. It's okay.
there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. For soba.
But yeah, they're
Oh,
really
you mean
famous for soba and everything.
for ramen, for like the thin, the
Oh
Hakata
yeah,
ramen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I really want to try that.
Mm-hmm,
So my goal is I'm
mm-hmm,
gonna set aside time. So I got
mm-hmm.
two things that I got to do.
Okay.
I want to go to Fukuoka and just
Mm-hmm,
to experience what Kyushu's like. 'Cause,
mm-hmm.
it's like the one place in Japan I've never been to.
Yeah.
And then I have to go back to America during the summer. It's
Dude,
been 3 years since I've seen my
three
family.
years?
So
Wow.
yeah, well, going on 3 years. I think it's two
Yeah,
years still, but
yeah,
yeah, it's been way too long. I miss
yeah,
those guys.
yeah. It's interesting that you say that though, because so for me, when I was in the States, I went to UW and there's lots of Japanese exchange students at UW. And one of the thing I noticed is that all of the Japanese students that I really got along with, like really, really, really got along with, they were all from Fukuoka. And I
Oh,
guess it was just because they were nice
yeah.
or something. But yeah, so it made me think I
Mm,
really want to go there. I have a lot of students there too, and I do want to create a community for
mm,
my English business there. So who knows,
sure.
maybe we can go together.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because
Hmm.
now that I think about it, a lot of the people that I met from Japan when I was in Seattle are from
Hmm.
Fukuoka. They
Oh,
would either be
okay.
from Fukuoka or Shizuoka. That was
Okay.
another one. I don't know why. I don't know
Hmm.
why that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to be a program coordinator for a homestay company
Okay.
back in Seattle,
Hmm.
and most of the schools that would come, especially during the summer, would be from Fukuoka or some like
Hmm.
one of the like outlying areas around the city.
Hmm.
So that's really interesting. I wonder if there's some reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it probably is just like cultural stuff. Like I've noticed people from the Kansai region are more warm and friendly. Like I told you, when I first started learning Japanese, all of the people I met were from Osaka because my Japanese teacher was from Osaka. I did a homestay in Osaka. And then when I went to college,
Mm,
I saw all these people from Tokyo. And I was like, are these people from the same country? The people are like
mm,
robots. They're so different. Like, what's there are like no similarities between the culture other than language. That's something I really
yeah.
felt. So it could be just the farther you go down, the friendlier people get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking that's probably might be the case.
Hmm.
Um, one
Hmm.
other thing that I want to accomplish this year is
Hmm.
so I have been working at this school
Hmm.
that I'm currently in right now.
Yeah.
I've been working here about 5 years, and
Hmm.
so this is a really big year for me because this is the year
Hmm.
that I'm finally leaving Jet.
Okay.
Um, so
What do
I've
you
I've been
what goes into like leaving Jet? Can you explain that a bit more?
um well for me not a whole lot's changing
Hmm.
because other people may have different experiences on Jet, but I haven't
Hmm.
really interacted with Jet at all.
Yeah.
We have like a yearly kind of like seminar thing where we'll all go like learn how to be basic teachers or whatever.
Hmm.
And that's okay. But for the most part, I haven't been involved with the Jet community at all.
Okay.
Um, and so, like I said, not a lot's changing for me,
Hmm.
but One thing that is because
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving Jet, it's allowing me access to some things. For example, getting my special teacher's license. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll be officially a teacher here.
Okay.
So that's a really big thing for me. I'm really excited about
Mm-hmm.
that, and that's kind of like a goal. So yeah, I want to achieve that, and then
Mm-hmm.
also kind of a
Mm-hmm.
little bit associated with that is I want to finally take a Japanese language test.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
so I'm a
so
little
let's
nervous
take
about
that
that.
let's take that one by one. Those are both some
Yeah.
interesting things, especially a lot of people who come here as English teachers. So you said you wanted
Mm,
to get your special English teacher's license. Like, what's the deal with
yeah.
that?
So okay, so let me kind of break that down because
Hmm.
a lot of people actually aren't aware that this exists, and it's not
Yeah.
super easy to get either.
Hmm.
So most English teachers kind of fall into this category of what's called an ALT, and that stands for
Okay.
Assistant Language Teacher,
Hmm.
or AET is Assistant English Teacher, or whatever
Hmm.
you want to go by. Um, and for 99% of people, that's totally fine. That kind of fits their bill. Most English teachers that are coming here are out of college
Hmm.
graduates that are just kind of looking for something to do for a couple of years
Hmm.
before they settle into a career. And then there's some people who end up staying longer than here and want
Hmm.
to want to make something more official than that. And you still have people who are doing ALT jobs, like, and they're in their 40s or
Hmm.
50s. So
Hmm.
it's not a bad career choice.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, but there are some limitations that you have,
Hmm.
and some of those limitations is you don't have a lot of agency
Yeah,
at
right.
school.
Because you're an
Um,
assistant.
yes, yeah, you'll be given, like, at my school, I'm given a lot of kind of independence and responsibility just because I showed competence.
Hmm.
But there's a limit to that.
Hmm.
But as soon as you kind of break out of that job title, then you can
Hmm.
you can start pursuing and getting teachers licenses
Hmm.
here. And what a special teacher's license is your school sponsors you in
Hmm.
the board of education, and you'll
Hmm.
go and have like some interviews with
Hmm.
government officials or part of like the
Hmm.
board, and you can apply for a special teacher's license, and then you'll get
Hmm.
that license, and it's actually a 10-year license.
Okay.
So it lasts a long time. And
Hmm.
basically that license says you are allowed to teach English officially
Hmm.
on your own at private schools here in Tokyo.
Okay. Okay. So without that
So yeah,
license, you can't teach by yourself as an independent teacher.
officially, yeah,
Officially, yeah.
officially,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
Usually, you'll have to be chaperoned by another teacher,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's a big step for me.
Hmm.
I have been teaching. Well, yeah, I've got a lot of teaching experience for
Hmm.
the past 5 years,
Hmm.
but it'd be nice to have like an official thing, like, hey, I'm an actual
Yeah.
teacher.
Right.
Like, that feels good,
Right. Get
you know?
recognized and have that more flexibility. Yeah. So if people
Yeah.
want to then kind of branch out on their own and they want to graduate from the ALT track and be their own teacher, then they need to get this license, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
it's,
And
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, ladies first.
Oh, I was gonna say, so kind of following up to that, like,
Yeah.
uh, so one of the things that is commonly associated with
Hmm.
that is Japanese language ability.
Okay.
And so N2 is probably a little bit out of my reach for this year,
Okay.
but I'd
Okay.
like to pass the N3 test.
Okay.
And so for those that don't know, like, the
Hmm.
language tests have, like, I think 4 levels, or is there level
Yeah.
5? I don't think there's level 5. I think it's 4, right?
Maybe. Yeah, it's at least it's
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1, and one is the highest, and then it
Yeah.
goes down from there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of my goal. I don't know
Hmm.
when this year, but I want to try and
Hmm.
pass level 3. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm aiming.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like the standardized Japanese language ability test and kind of like the SAT or any other sort of standardized test and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I was it like back when I was here in 2014, I took the N1 and I missed it by 2 points because I forgot to study for it until like the night before. So I studied a lot in the
Yeah.
beginning, then I got busy and I was like, oh crap, I have it tomorrow. Let me study more. If I had just researched a little bit more, I would have passed it. But whatever. I don't I don't need it, so it's fine.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely one of those things. It's if you can just show you're fluent in Japanese, you don't need
Yeah.
it. But it's one of those things that's nice to just kind of pad a resume with, basically.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
Japan is all about unlocking doors here. So if you can show like a fancy resume, it's like you can get into a lot of places here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so well, that's great. So I'd love to hear about how it goes. Do you know when you're going to take the N3 exam?
I would like to take it this summer, but I'm not 100% sure if I'll be ready by then.
Okay.
So I just bought a book. So it's like a study guide book. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Cool.
So I'm going to aim for this summer, but if not, then I'll try maybe winter.
Yeah, man. Well, that's great. I mean, so I don't really have too many things that I've planned this year other than get healthy, go see the world, and see more of Japan, and then spend time with my family. But I'm glad to hear you have these plans. I kind of wish I had more plans myself. I need to pad my year. What am I doing?
I'm here to motivate you to make those goals.
All right, man, let's do it. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is good. I mean, you and I both, we have some plans after this. So next time we can talk and we'll be at my house again, drinking sake, no more empty cheers.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be great. But so next week, let's talk about so I asked you the topic last time. So I would like to talk about I would love to talk about what would I like to talk about? Our experience. Let's talk about fun experiences we've had in izakaya over the years of being in Japan. Like if we have, or going out drinking with friends or spending time with friends. I have a lot of fun stories I'd like to share. So
yeah, me too. Me too, man.
Yeah,
especially I want to talk about karaoke. We kind of briefly mentioned it a little bit. Yeah. Like that's one of my favorite pastimes here to spend with friends, is going into the karaoke box and like disappearing for 10 hours. So
let's talk. So then let's widen it up. Let's talk about our memories hanging out with friends in Japan. We can do that.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
I do. Well, I'm looking forward to having some sake, talking about this. It'll make it that much more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right, man. It was good talking to you. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you later, dude.